Hey guys, hope you had a wonderful 4th of July and that you got plenty of rest, got to be with your family, got some hamburgers, hot dogs, and all that chowed down on. And if you're not in a country and you're watching this and you don't have 4th of July, then I hope that you really had a great weekend. So, anyway, guys, this is Initial Assessment. Welcome back. I am Doc, and let's see what I've got for you this week. So, this one required a little bit of homework. I grew up in the 80s, but I never saw the last Starfighter. I have seen it now, and it is great. It is great. It's directed by Nick Castle, who, if you didn't know, played one of the Michael Myers in the original Halloween movie, so that's one of my favorite movies. So there you go. That just makes me like it even more. But we have The Last Starfighter here from Mad Cave, and this is written by Benjamin Rabb and Derek A. Hughes, with art by Willie Roberts. And this is a sequel to The Last Starfighter, and it shows that Alex and Maggie are trying to work on rebuilding the Starfighter Legion because the threat of Zor and his army are not over. They can't find them, so they're concerned that maybe there's more than meets the eye. And there's still people that say, hey, I have doubts, Ambassador. You're entrusting the Legion's future to a Terran. And Alex, he says, hey, I'm going to do the best I can. And Maggie jumps in, and she says, so what if our spaceships can't make it past the moon? It doesn't make you any better than us. So this picks up right after the movie ends, and it's absolutely pinpoint great, because you have Centauri, who is the guy who recruited Alex into the Legion to begin with. And just the body language from Willie Roberts on this panel, and the way that Centauri looks, the way that he speaks from Ben Rabb and Derek Hughes, he says, ridiculous, superstitious nonsense. Take it from your old pal Centauri. The only futures we can set are the ones that we chart for ourselves. So you get to see Maggie here is taking practice with a gun, because she could shoot at home on Earth, but now she's got a whole new set of weaponry that she's not used to using, so she's trying to become proficient in that to take care of herself, because she is not a damsel in distress that needs to be saved. Meanwhile, Alex goes to the Corellian Oracle and ask, am I going to be able to complete my mission? Am I going to be able to rebuild everything that needs to be rebuilt to protect not only this world, but the entire galaxy and all the galaxies, all the universes? Am I going to be able to complete that? And at the very end, it just says, until then, your future remains unseeable. And he says, so basically, signs hazy, ask later again. And it says, is that what you're telling me? And there's a robotic thing here that just shrugs his shoulders. And he's like, I don't know. The oracle's spoken. That's all I've got for you. I don't know what to tell you other than that. And so as he walks away, he says, worst magic 8-ball ever. And someone is using the technology of the Excalibur program, which is how Alex was found in the first place. It was an arcade machine called The Last Starfighter, and he beat the high score. And when he beat the high score, that's when Centauri came and found him in the first movie and brought him over to Star Command and tried to get him involved in becoming a starfighter, a real-life starfighter, not a video game starfighter. And somebody's been taking that technology and executing people that are supposed to become starfighters, those that are chosen. And so now we're down to going to Black Mountain Prison, where some of the galaxy's worst people are held. And it says, a word of warning, prisoner 2012 has a notorious propensity for violence. And her name is Zyla, and she says, he says, hey Zyla, my name is Alex Rogan, and she said, I know who you are, the so-called savior of the galaxy, so this is what it's come to. You're here to be judge, jury, and executioner. And she says, you want me dead, you'll have to kill me with your bare hands. And then she gets shocked because they've got her, stuck with some electrical gauntlets. And he says, no, I'm not here for that. I don't know what happened before. I don't know, whether you were trying to save your people or whether you really were trying to kill them. I don't know. He said, yours isn't the only world that needs starfighters, so you can either come with me and make sure that what happens to you never happens again, or you can just stay here and stay angry. So the characterization of Alex, the characterization of Maggie, Centauri, Grig, all of these characters that I came to love after watching this movie, they're pinpoint on tap. I mean, they're just right there. And one reason is, if I'm correct, is that Derek A. Hughes was the original creator of this property. So he came in here to make sure that the love and the support and the extra layers to the onion, it didn't need to just feel like The Last Starfighter and just kind of look like it. Instead, it needed to be a continuation of The Last Starfighter. And since everybody's gotten older, grown up, died, then a real movie sequel, and I'm sure the money issue as well, a real movie sequel is just out of the question. But if we can get a story like this, art like this, and get one of the, original creators and then another creator in Benjamin Rabb who loves the property, if we can get that, that's good enough for me for The Last Starfighter 2. So I love this book. The initial assessment is it's going to be a lot of fun. I don't know how many issues this is. I know it's not an ongoing, but I can't wait to see issue 2. Issue 1 blew me away. Bravo, Mad Cave. You've done something excellent. That movie is great. If you guys have never seen it before, I'm a 44-year-old man who would have grown up in that time. I think I was only 3 when that movie came out. But I watched it the other night and then finished it this morning on Amazon Prime. It's great. It's so great, in fact, that I actually got on eBay and bought a Blu-ray copy of it. Because I don't know if you know what's going on in the world out there, but PlayStation has come out and said that after January 2028, they're no longer going to be producing physical discs. So, for their games. So if there's movies out there that you haven't seen that you want to see, get on eBay, get on Amazon, go to flea markets, go to yard sales, go to everywhere. Buy physical media, guys. Buy the books that you read. Don't just read things digitally. Go out there. You can't get a digital signature a physical signature on something like this. You can only get a signature on a physical book, on something that you can put in your hands. So that's my rant, but make sure you read these comics, make sure you read watch your movies, make sure that you have physical media in your life, because otherwise, whenever somebody decides to pull a license 10, 15, 30 years from now, and you want to go back and relive your childhood, you can't do it. That's why I've got Titan AE on DVD, because they're never going to go back and make a Titan AE 2. And there are comic books that I have yet to pick up and things like that tied in with the movie. But just to have the movie so that it's one of those movies. And again, this is something as you get older, when you don't feel good and you just want to lay around on the couch all day long, there are certain movies that you have seen 1,000 times, but you pop it in and it makes you feel better. It's comfort food for the ears, for the eyes, and at the end of the day, you go to sleep. You rest. You feel better. You wake back up and you're like, oh, well, that cold didn't last very long at all because, I hung out with Kale and Akima and all of these guys. Physical media needs to survive, guys. Buy your books digitally if you want to, but buy the majority of them physically so that we can keep reading these books, keep holding them in our hands, and keep cherishing them and letting our children and our grandchildren cherish them in future generations. Guys, thanks for watching this short review on The Last Starfighter from Mad Cave Comics. And in my initial assessment, I give it 2 thumbs up. Thanks for watching. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe to get more content just like this, and I'll catch you guys on the flip side.